Welcome back to Cottonwood, a series of stories about a town and its people in 1884. Long before the sun reached Cottonwood's rooftops, there was one sound that told the town another day had begun: the blacksmith's hammer. From a small timber shop at the end of Main Street came the steady ring of iron against iron, and behind that hammer stood Elias Mercer, a man of few words, strong hands, and a promise he had carried for nearly 20 years.
Before the morning touched the street, he had the forge aglow, bellows breathing into flame, while sparks began to show. Elias raised his hammer high and brought it down once more, like he had done 10,000 times behind that weathered door. Folks brought him wheels and broken tools, a horse that needed shoes, a hinge that wouldn't hold no more. There wasn't much he'd lose. But every time young Samuel Reed came walking through that door, the old man's eyes remembered things from 20 years before. A promise made beneath the stars can outlive grief and pain. Through winter snow and summer dust, through sunshine and through rain. And sometimes love says nothing, it simply sees things through, until the day the one you guard can choose what he must do. Samuel said, "I'm leaving town, there's nothing here for me. I'll ride tomorrow with the dawn and find what I can be." Elias never begged him stay or told him he was wrong. He only nodded slowly as the hammer carried on. Before the sunrise came next day, the forge was burning bright. Elias worked a piece of steel in early morning light. He shaped a blacksmith's hammer, then fitted wood by hand, and waited there for Samuel to leave that little land. Samuel came to say goodbye. Elias held out the hammer. Then, for the first time, he told Samuel about his father, about two young men traveling west, about sickness on the trail, and about the final promise one friend had asked of another. "Your boy will never stand alone while I still have strength in these hands." Samuel stared at him.
"All these years?"
Elias nodded.
"All these years."
"You fixed our roof when I was 10. You kept our horses sound. You found me work when times were hard, whenever work was found. Was all of that because of him? Because you gave your word?" Elias looked into the fire, then quietly answered, "A promise isn't a chain, son, and it shouldn't hold you here. Your father asked me to see you through till your own road became clear. I reckon I've done what I promised, the rest belongs to you. Take the hammer, go find your road, and whatever you choose, choose true." A promise made beneath the stars can outlive grief and Sometimes love says nothing, it simply sees things through, until the day the one you got can choose what he must do. The sun went down on Cottonwood, the forge was growing cold. Elias swept beneath the anvil, feeling tired and old. Then hoofbeats stopped outside his door. A young man stepped inside. Samuel laid the hammer down and looked him in the eye. If you're willing to teach me, I think I'd like to stay. I'd like to learn the work you do, if you'll show me the way. The old man looked toward the coals where one small ember caught. Then Elias smiled, forge is still hot. And Samuel raised the hammer. And Samuel raised the hammer.
That evening, the sound of the blacksmith's hammer traveled across Cottonwood once again. But something was different. There were two hammers now. One belonged to an old man who had finally kept his promise. The other, to a young man who had chosen to stay. And sometimes, here in Cottonwood, the things handed from one generation to another aren't land, money, or even a family name. Sometimes, they're simply a promise kept. Until next time, from Cottonwood Crossing.